Because there's always people out there that will tell you that you will not be able to do that, forget it, it's a stupid dream that you have, or a crazy vision, and those. Don't listen to the naysayers. If you think that you're gonna go and accomplish something really special and be the best in anything in the world, and you think you can do it without working, you make a big mistake. Because no matter what I did, if it was in bodybuilding or in acting, or if it is in the political arena, it always took a lot of work. And you got to put out, and you got to, sometimes make a lot of sacrifices. Notice, if you're not willing to work hard, forget about it. So there's another rule that is very important. The number one thing is you have to have a very clear vision, a very clear goal of where you want to go. Because only then you will get there. You can have the best airplane or the best ship in the world, but if the captain doesn't know where to go, he will just drift around.
Why we don't believe that we can do it better? We have to believe, we have to be positive to try to change the things. This is why we have to, we're not going to give up. The only give up is the guys who is weak mentally. Well, I remember when I was 18, 19, 20, some old players speak with me, but I put that as Cristiano, you have to improve. They know more than you, they are more experienced than you, they pass through many bad moments. But the other people, they don't accept that. If you criticize a young, I don't say this generation, our players, but in general, I have kids, I know. Sometimes when you be a little bit harder, they do it the opposite. You have to find the right balance to speak with them. But in my opinion, the main point is they should come from inside you. You should be proud of yourself and look in the mirror and say, listen, I give everything.
I've lost before, like really lost on a global scale. I asked the universe, I asked the creator, why did this happen? Like I said, it just didn't make any sense to me. And now a year plus later, everything is coming around. I'm like, they say everything happens for a reason, and maybe I had to lose that fight. Maybe I had to have the greatest fall in the history of social media to have the greatest victory. If I had won that fight, would I have gotten this opportunity that dwarfs any opportunity or event that any social media star has done ever? The only thing I can do is work my fucking ass off and do the best I possibly can, and I believe good things will happen. I used to, when I was still figuring out the ropes of social media and what I was trying to do, I used to work hard. I actually, when I talk to like 18 to 22-year-olds, and I'm telling them like, yo, this game is a marathon, not a sprint. You got to be smart about it. Yeah. I don't allow them the privilege of taking a break or worrying about toxic hustle, because I believe 18 to 22 is your time to grind. Like really grind, put your head down, work as hard as you can. You're young, you're healthy, you have so much energy. And then when you start to get a little older and you figure it out, because of the hours that you've put in, you figured out your business and you figured out your pursuit finally, then you can start to work a bit smarter and pull off the reins a little bit.
I'm just getting warmed up.
When I started with the Bulls, it was 5,000 people in the stands. So, it was like playing to an empty arena. My mindset was to go, try to get back and win. Anytime that, when I left in 93, I left on top in terms of winning. I was coming back in 95, halfway in the season, and still my mentality was about winning. Now, granted, physically, I wasn't prepared for winning at that time because I had a baseball body, but it took me a while to understand my teammates, understand, their motivations.
If I can put it in the most simplest terms, is that, you have to give up bits and pieces of who you are for the benefit of the team. And that can be, something so simple as either, response, support, spending time, having lunch, dinner, either way. I learned that later in my years, because initially in basketball, I was so focused in my craft that's what mattered the most. But to win, you have to give parts of yourself to other people and look at people in a different manner and come to accept them. I really don't have regrets. I am the person that says, as soon as you look back in your history and you come up with something that you feel like you want to change, something else has to change. Disappointment, to me, to win, you got to lose. To be successful, you got to have something that's not successful. To be happy, you got to have disappointment. I think all of those things have evolved and happened to make me who I am, and understand the benefits and the privileges I have, and not to wear it on my sleeve, be very humble about it. That's one thing my parents taught me very well, is, don't wear your reputation, don't wear your accolades, don't wear your personality on your sleeve. Let it happen, let it be you. It is who you are. Don't hide from it, but don't wear it and rub it in people's faces.
It's so much easier to lock in if you're a little bit more diligent and you're a little bit more kind of controlled of like just even the things that you're thinking about on a day-by-day basis. This is a little bit more of an active approach, but part of it is also going to be maybe taking a little bit of a more objective look at even just who you're hanging around. I've never really had to do that very much. I kind of just keep the grind up. But if you're always hanging out with like 5 dudes and none of them are grinding, none of them are locked in, what are the odds that you suddenly will be? You're kind of going to match the environment that you're around. Not to just dog on somebody for not being jacked, but not everybody is going to be particularly supportive of shit that you want to do. And you've got to kind of be able to have the balls to do what you want to do, regardless of that, right?
The thing that has worked for me is to remember the hard times. So, and I'm sure you guys all have your processes, and again, I'm going to tell you what's worked for me. So before a big movie comes out, before, back in the days when I was wrestling with WWE, a WrestleMania match, anything big that would happen, I would always take a moment and I'd just remind myself, all right, I was evicted when I was 14. We were kicked off the island. We couldn't live in Hawaii. Had no place to live. A lot of shit happened. Then when I moved to Nashville, I was arrested multiple times by the time I was 16 years old. I would remember that, and it allows me then to be present in the moment and understand, holy, the stuff I have around me right now. This is the shit that I dreamed of when I was a kid. I am here. I played for University of Miami, played with great teams. Warren Sapp, Ray Lewis, they were my teammates. They were balling. Warren Sapp was playing tight end at that time. I was starting defensive tackle. Yeah. They moved him over to D-line. And he looked at me, he's like, yo, dude, I'm gonna take your spot. I said, you ain't taking it. He said, I'm gonna take your spot. We battled, and he took my spot. What helps me is to keep the hard times in the front of my mind, because it allows me to go into these big moments that I've worked my ass off, and you guys have worked your ass off. It allows me to go into these big moments with a different perspective. What it also does for me, and again, this is what works for me. Like, my back is up against this moment. Every day, it's against this one. But it's up against this mother, because it's what I believe in. And when my back is against this mother, then there's nowhere to go. But that way, that's it. Doesn't mean you don't smile, doesn't mean you don't laugh and joke, right? You're happy, I'm a happy guy. But when it comes to business, and when it comes to executing, it's up against this. And I gotta go that way. And I don't give a who is in front of me. They're not gonna stop me.